Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hola, bon dia, alegria, Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, the podcast and the Substack. Still experimenting with the Substack. Let me know what you think of that. We've got Nuno Mendes from Winsurance joining us in just a moment. There was another Iberian outage yesterday. This was affecting the cell or the mobile telecommunication system in Spain, not across Portugal like a few weeks ago, but people understandably upset by it. Is it a load of media hype? Because there can be a bit of a bandwagon with these things. Or should we be genuinely panicking? Let's bring him onto the screen. Nuno Mendes from Winsurance. How are you, Nuno?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Carl.
Yeah, let's find out how you are, first of all. So, what's happening?
Oh, a lot of things happening, so a bit tired because I'm also studying during the night.
Are you?
Overnight?
Studying?
Yes, I'm doing 3 courses at a
Seriously?
time. Yes, in a professional school related with insurance in Brazil. So I start.
In Brazil?
Yeah. Yes. Because
Okay.
they perform very well on marketing, communication, and also tech.
Right.
And these courses, all of them are about customer experience, AI, strategic AI. So yes, this means that I am 4 hours ahead of them. So I start my lessons at 11 p.m. and I end about 2 a.m. So
That's
this is why
amazing. Oh
I'm
my
starting
goodness.
to
No wonder
be
you're a
bit
bit
tired.
tired. So you were up studying last night, were you?
Yes.
Wow. And this
From Monday to Thursday every
That's
week.
incredible, mate. And that's how you are improving Winsurance constantly. This continuous improvement ethic that you have over at Winsurance to be a great insurance company. And if people want to find any kind of insurance that works for expats here in Portugal, and other people actually, because I know your insurance tentacles are going into new markets at all times and being developed. Find Nuno and the Winsurance team at expatsportugal.com in their business directory. The thing that's on a lot of people's minds this morning is a second outage in the Iberian Peninsula. And already I'm clutching at straws because it was nothing to do with Portugal, although we're obviously part of the Iberian Peninsula. It was a crash of the mobile phone system in Spain. Did that come through? Do you have like a ticker tape in the Winsurance office that updates you on terrible things that are happening that you might need to know about?
No, I haven't. But it's strange. It really is strange. I think that we never know the real truth because this is not normal at all. But yeah, these are the times that we are living, unpredictable times.
Yes. Okay.
And a lot of things happening behind the scenes, so we don't know.
Okay, so New Delhi TV. So it went around the world, and this. I mean, I've got sort of news sources all over the world reporting on this, and they did like to connect it to the massive blackout that we had. That, to be fair, did only last a few hours. You know, people were preparing for days of darkness, and it was all done and dusted within about 12 hours here in Portugal and Spain as well, and a little bit of France too. I believe that there were little skirmishes all over this part of Europe related to the power outage. But New Delhi TV, Spain now hit with network outage weeks after the nationwide blackout. I think you make a very good point, and I firmly believe this. We will never find out what really happens with so many of these things. But from what you're saying, from the sound of your tone here, you think more of this will be happening, this sort of thing.
Like I said, unpredictable times. So
Yes.
we really don't know. And when I say unpredictable times, it's about the situation, political situation worldwide, political situation in Portugal, which I'm not afraid of, honestly.
Yes.
So I think that it's more noise rather than other thing. But I was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I was surprised. Not expecting this, but we need to be somehow prepared. We used with a lot of years with stability and predictability, and now, and this is, I'm not saying that we need to be afraid from something that could hit us from outside. It's just we are so dependent of technology today that
Yeah.
something fails, we feel lost.
Yes.
I think that when we stay out of power 3 weeks ago, it was somehow worse than during COVID, because during COVID, the communication, we never lost.
Yeah.
We never lose the communications. And 3 weeks ago, no one can contact with no one,
Yes.
only in the building.
Yes. Real life.
So, and when we cannot communicate with others, people start panicking somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got a little sense of that, but thankfully the sun was shining. It was a daytime, and
Oh yes.
there was ice cream to be eaten, and there was beer to be drank before it warmed up, so everything was fine.
Yes, and actually, and this happened to me because we have dinner, my wife and I. So on that day, there's no TV, there's nothing happening, no YouTube, nothing to see. Okay, let's talk. And
Yes.
it was amazing because it really is different. It's about creating opportunities, take advantage of the opportunities. We don't like much change. We like stability and predictability. But when we try to, okay, let's see what I can do with this that I'm
Yeah.
not used to,
Yeah.
magic
Those
happens.
those strangers in your building were your family. So it was a nice opportunity. I think I've got this picture. This was taken on the 28th. Yeah, this is what happened in San Martinho. Actually, just looking back, the kids started playing football. The local lads. I went down there. I thought I don't want all this beer to get warm, so I better have one of those. And that's how it looked in San Martinho de Porto. So it was a very interesting experience. I think you're suggesting. I would certainly second the idea of evaluating your life and your lifestyle to see what you've become dependent on and manage the risk. That's the business you're in, isn't it? What is the industry generally saying about these sorts of events? How has it affected the insurance industry?
Besides some claims
Yes.
with companies that are depending on big fridges, like
Oh, okay.
the ice cream business.
Yes.
No one think about this, but they
Right.
have strictly rules that during a short period, the temperature cannot drop from, I don't know if it's one degree.
Right.
So besides this kind of business, I felt no impact at all.
Very
At all.
interesting. Very interesting. Okay. And I'm sure the risk business is way ahead of anything like this with its the contingency and planning and thinking about the future. So it'll be interesting to watch what happens. You're somebody we definitely go to in this regard. And of course, I'd like to talk to you, as I did with Raquel, about the election result and what effect you think that might have on Portuguese society. Before we do that, I think you're also aware of scams and such things. What should a foreigner do who receives this? This came through on a text, SNS24, asking for this. I needed to pay 1670 euros via multibanco. Is it likely that the SNS24 system would be demanding money from me like that?
No, no,
No.
I'm not expecting that at all. And it's like when we don't know if we should open an email or click
Yes.
in the link of an email, just
Just
don't do
don't. No.
it.
Okay, because I imagine, if you're an old Portuguese lady who got this, and you can go to the ATM and just press a few numbers and pay that because you're frightened and you're told you've only got 5 days to pay it, you might just do that. So they might have got a few quid out of that on that day, mightn't they? The
Yeah,
rascals.
there are a lot of scams like
Right.
this one.
Yes.
Also with WhatsApp.
Yes, I've
So
noticed this is growing, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it's growing. Well, uh, it's only a different way of scamming, because we are used to scams all of our history, but now with the technology, some scams are much
Yes.
easy to do,
Yeah.
and
I
this
prefer an
is
old-fashioned one. I prefer an old-fashioned one. When someone comes up to you, knocks on your door saying they're collecting for charity, and when dark thoughts go through my mind, like, is this person really collecting for charity, or are they going to keep the money? I think to myself, well, if this guy has walked my whole neighborhood knocking on every door and got himself all dressed up really nice, and he's going to keep the money, fair play to him. That's enterprising. But I mean, this these things that are like on WhatsApp or text or whatever seem a whole different matter. So be careful, folks. And I think so. Your advice then, Nuno, is if in doubt, don't do anything.
no, don't do talk with someone, with
Yeah.
friends, and
Yes.
usually are scams.
Yeah. And another thing for foreigners is we get letters in Portuguese, and there is a way of writing letters in the Portuguese establishment that makes it look like you're being evicted this afternoon, when in fact they're only just telling you about a price rise of your electricity. These official letters look terrifying, don't they? Because they've got all these different bits of data on. What's that about?
Well, we are in EU. We are we have a lot of regulation,
Yes.
and more regulation,
Yes.
and it's mandatory to send that letters every time that they change the cost of the
Yeah.
utilities, and
Yes.
this is why
I need
only.
some emojis on there. I need emojis. I need something to make it a little bit softer, friendlier, maybe pastel colored paper. But it looks like a menacing demand that you've done something wrong. And all that's
Yeah.
happening is they're telling you they're putting the prices up. So yes.
Yes, and actually, because they are in a position of monopoly or
Yeah.
a cluster, they just don't care about how they are expressing themselves, how they
Right.
are
PR.
communicating. So it's just, we need to say this, just boom, and it's done.
Yes.
So they don't work on the communication side, on the
No.
customer experience
Which
side.
you do, which you do. Okay, so there you go. That's Winsurance for you. Thinking about such matters, and I'm sure, yeah, you'll be no stranger to European regulations that you have to conform to, and data protection and so on. Right, on to this matter then of the election that we've just experienced for the third time in 3 years here in Portugal. I think Raquel was certainly very, very concerned about some of the results. Here in Portugal, you get a massive voting card. Now, I took this off the internet. It was off Twitter, and the reason it's voting for Chega, it's not me. This is just one I saw, and I didn't realize it. Please don't think this is partisan or anything like that. I merely copied it. Someone was proudly voting for Chega, I think, on X. But the reason I copied the picture and I'm using it here. And presumably, yeah, this is anonymous. Of course, it's a voting booth. I don't even know if you're allowed to do this in Portugal, so maybe I'm getting myself into some secondary trouble here. But look at all of those parties you could vote for here in Portugal. Loads of them. You could easily make mistakes as well. Turns out, though, that the power has been divided mainly by three parties, it would seem. You've got the recumbents, the AD have basically won, but the second and third place are tied with the PS Socialists and Chega now. What sort of impact are you thinking then for Portuguese society with this result, Nuno?
Okay, so first I was surprised.
You
My
were.
expectation, it was that Chega has a lower deputies than
Yes, so
on the
representatives.
previous elections.
Yeah.
This was my expectation. Actually, I don't know if you are aware that what Chega means.
Enough, right? Enough already.
Enough. So
Enough
yeah,
already. Yes.
so Shege means enough. So yeah, a lot of people are not happy
Yeah.
with what is happening, and when someone touch the pain points, they get the what Chega is doing, in my opinion, is taking advantage
Yeah.
of touching these pain points that
Yes.
the
Yes. Yes.
society has.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Indeed.
Honestly, I don't know what could be the real position if they reach a power position. Sorry for the power position. I really don't know, because in the end, this is about the people.
Yes.
And Chega drives around the André Ventura, the guy
Yeah.
that is leading the party. He, I think that the most concern about Chega is that they don't have second lines. It's only about one guy, only about one person.
Yes.
And other parties, AD or PSD and the socialists, PS, they have a structure behind
Yeah.
the main leader. So, and this is the problem of Chega. Chega has had a lot of problems with the people that are representing them,
Yeah.
and somehow, and this is what is crazy, they reach a point that even due to what the bad things that happened last year, it was not 10 years ago, last year, with some of their deputies, this didn't affect Chega. And this is surprised how they can detach for the bad things and keep growing, keep getting people voting on them. So I don't know what could happen. I'm not afraid. I'm not worried with the future regarding this, because in this moment, yes, we have one party that it's AD or PSD, and then to do government, they need to somehow make some arrangements with the Chega or with PS.
Yeah.
So
To me, that's a really good thing. I mean, that's like
let's see.
democracy. That's democracy in action. It's not just democracy at the ballot box, is it? We've now installed. I mean, say we. I mean, collectively, Portuguese people culture have elected a group of people who don't necessarily get on, but will have to talk to each other to make things happen. Now, you could say that's awful because that doesn't create dynamic change. It creates a lot of intransigence and stodginess in the political process. But actually, that's probably quite a good safety feature as well, isn't it?
We had in Portugal. We have in Portugal an example, maybe on the 80s or the 90s, that we had a situation like this, but only with two parties, PSD and PS,
Yes.
and they reached the point that they start talking, and we had a 4 years government stability.
Yes. Yes. Wow.
And this could happen. No, this
Yes.
could happen.
Yeah.
The point that we cannot control is that nowadays we better on those times we only had radio and two channels, okay, on the TV. And
Yes.
nowadays there are a lot of influence and influencers
Yes.
using the social media with news that are not true. So this
And
is the part that
that works much
we
faster,
cannot.
doesn't it? Yeah, that
Yeah.
works much faster than the political process. Well, let's see
Yes.
what happens. Thank you for that. Sorry, I'm keeping you longer than I normally would, but just one more thing I want to mention, if I may. And this was a wonderful Expats Portugal gathering we had on Sunday evening, which was an idea we've been talking about for a very long time, but it looks like something's happening now. Could you be a mentor, coach, advisor, role model, volunteer, or angel investor? It was a very good meeting, I thought, on Sunday. What was your view on it, Nuno?
Okay. It was an amazing meeting. A lot of people keen with this idea. There are different ways of giving back.
Yeah.
So it depends on the position of everyone. But basically, I think what is amazing is that there is a community leading from from Expats Portugal
Mm.
that is trying to leave a legacy
Yeah.
in Portugal.
Yes.
So it's not about I'm going to say wealthy people, because this is not the situation of everyone that is coming to Portugal, but it's about a community, a non-Portuguese community that is trying to make the difference and trying to make impact in Portugal, creating waves that can we can get some advantage in 20 or 30 years ahead.
Yeah. And
Because
it is going to be that sort of time scale, isn't it?
yes, because usually when we say on giving back, we only say what is just right away, like collecting money.
Yeah.
And what is Expats Portugal is trying to do is create a movement that perdure on time and that leave a legacy,
Yes.
that
Well,
the Portuguese society can see foreigners as something very good to the country. So it's not someone that it's taking something from the country,
yeah.
taking advantage from the healthcare system, or taking the homes from the Portuguese society. No, there are people that are adding value to Portugal as a country, as the society, and this
Yeah,
is
and
very nice.
the people say this to you, I'm sure, all the time. Who your clients coming in from other countries? They've got so many skills and so much to offer from their previous work life, so much goodwill and so much good feeling, and that hence the phrase that's being used here, giving back. What we really need, it emerged from the meeting, was somebody who'll drive this project. That's been the kind of weakest link in a way, isn't it? Is that there's definitely a lot of goodwill, but we need somebody who'll take it on and drive it. If you're that person, or want to be part of the team, let me know, or reach out to Expats Portugal and we'll make sure you're connected. Last word to you today, Nuno. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you to everyone. Have a nice day. Start enjoying the good weather finally.
Well said.
This was a crazy winter time. So yeah, a lot of love for everyone.
Thanks, mate. Lovely to talk to you as ever. See you next month. Take care. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao. Love to the team.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need